folks, good evening, wherever you may be in this great world. My name is Mitch Taco Bell. I'm your host for Tall Tales with Taco. It's another exciting Tuesday, and I've got to tell you, tonight's going to be great. And when I say great, I mean I've got an old dear friend that is going to join us, and we're going to shoot the bull about all sorts of stuff. Now, Command Sergeant Major retired Robert Patterson, goes by Bob, received the Medal of Honor in Vietnam. And he also is one of the busiest guys in the world. He and his wife, Linda, fly all over the place, doing just outstanding outreach for kids, character development, just you name it, and they're there. But they actually are probably the most fun people just to sit and hang out with. And I've done that many a time. And I asked Bob to come on. We're going to have a little fun tonight. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you all, the world, to Robert Patterson. Bob Patterson, how are you?
I'm doing great.
How's Linda doing? Merry Christmas.
She hasn't killed me yet, so I guess she's doing all right.
Make sure she comes by and does a drive-by and says hi behind you, so we know that she's still hanging out there.
Hey, Taco said you got to do a drive-by and say hi.
I'm gonna do this. Make it solo so we can see you better.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Linda, come on, girl. We got to see you.
I'd rather see you in person.
Well, here. Is she coming by?
Yes, I'm coming.
All right, there you are, love. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. I tell you what, I miss you guys.
Yeah, miss you too. How's the family?
You know, it's one of those things. Everybody's getting older. Susan's sophomore at Texas A&M. Megan's about to graduate. I think she's going there too. Jake is a freshman in high school. You remember this when we were at Gainesville? This picture right here just sums it up. Now that little kid right there,
right?
That little boy right there is now 6'1".
I know. I see the pictures.
He's getting old. I'm getting old, but it's so much fun.
Well, you guys can have it all because I'm not going there.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Linda, for letting me borrow Bob tonight, and I figured we could just shoot the bull and have a little fun.
Okay. Well, it's great to see you and talk to you, Taco.
Hey,
miss you.
You too. Let me know next time you're through Dallas. I'd love to see you.
Awesome.
All right. Take care.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. All right, Bob. Take us back. Take us back.
Hey, Taco. Taco, yeah. I got a new toy you may need.
What'd you get?
50 cal muzzle loader.
I got a 50 cal muzzle loader. You got one too?
Brand new?
Oh, God, no. Mine's my grandfather's. I think Daniel Boone fired it back in the day.
Yeah, with them two girls, you're going to need it.
Boy, that put a lot of a lid downrange of 50 cal.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. When do you get to go hunting with that? Or what are you going to hunt?
God, I got two of them. I ain't fired either one of them.
Well, they're messy. You really got to clean them good.
Oh, yeah.
They get messy.
I'll bring it out to you and tell you to clean it.
I'll come out there and hang out with you.
Come here, Major.
Come here, Marine.
You need to learn how to clean a weapon.
The old man, bring it on, baby. Well, for those that don't know you, you're retired Command Sergeant Major. You joined the Army in 1960. It's about 66.
Yep.
And you joined the Army because of a girl.
Yep. I'm the proverbial one. She took me off on Sunday night, and I showed her Monday morning.
Went down, joined. Even though the war is going on, you know you're going to get shipped over to Vietnam, right?
I never even heard of Vietnam.
In 66, was it not?
Yeah, no, it was going on full, but I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, where did you?
I didn't pay any attention to the news.
Now, where did you grow up at that time?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
All right. So you're right there, North Kakalaki.
That's it.
And then where'd you go to the basics? Basic training.
Bragg.
Wow. And then right back to North Carolina, or did you get shipped over?
No, I went to Fort Gordon for infantry AIT and then to Fort Benning for jump school. Then back to Fort Bragg.
And when you went over to Vietnam, how old were you at that time?
19.
19 years old. You know,
Well, I turned 19 in April of 67. So
19 years old.
I was 19. Well, I was actually 18 when I went over, but turned 19 over there.
And what did it, do you remember any, I mean, it's so long ago, but do you remember any of the feelings the first time you got off the plane in Vietnam before you got up to even your unit? I mean, did you have trepidation? Were you scared? Were you like, man, I think I really screwed up?
Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, you sure can.
I was scared shitless. We landed in Benoit, and just as the aircraft C-141 landed, they started mortaring.
Right.
And what in the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I can relate. Get off the C-17 in Iraq, and 8 122 millimeter rockets hit the airfield, and you could see the explosion. And it was a couple seconds later, the compression would hit you, and you're going, "Holy shit, this is real."
Ours was get off this bus or plane and get over in that bunker.
And then, did they have to fly you up, or did you guys take a convoy?
No, we stayed in Benoit for probably about 15, 20 days doing acclimatization.
Yep.
Training.
Yeah.
And then we got our vehicles and all and convoyed up.
And what did you do? What was your job?
I was a cavalry scout.
And
well, I started out. Excuse me. Started out as an infantryman, and I was assigned to the infantry squad in a calf platoon, and headed out to the boondocks my first time in the back of my 3/4 ton truck, watching those grunts walk along with those rucks on their back. I figured out real quick, 'tis better to ride than walk.
Well,
I became a scout.
Yeah, when you were a scout cav, those trucks are big. I mean, did they have little smaller vehicles for you guys?
Yeah, we had gun jeeps. We had
Jeeps. That's right, 3/4 ton Jeeps with the 60 on it.
Yeah, exactly.
With that Mutt, a Mutt 151, right?
No. What is it? You mean the nomenclature of the vehicle?
Yeah, do you remember? I
mean, yeah, 150. No, well, we started out with 151s, then I moved up to 152s.
Okay, so 60 on that. I think somewhere while we're talking, I can find it. I have a picture of you out at the museum at Mark Whittam's place, standing up there, manning the machine gun on that Jeep. That's right, because you were like, "Yeah, this is just what it was like back in Vietnam."
Yeah,
but there's no protection. I mean, there's no.
No, there is no protection. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is your body.
Yeah, and you got that little flak jacket that'll stop a.
All that thing was good for was to make a cushion for the seat.
Yeah. Now, did you drive or did you man the gun or rotate?
I started out as the gunner, and then I became vehicle commander.
Okay. And so that's in the right side, not driving?
No, passenger side.
And did you guys have radios on that you were doing?
Yeah, we had vehicle mounted radios.
And what was life like? I mean, because you're not out there doing rat patrol on your own in the jungle. You can't really drive in the jungle. But what would a mission entail?
We would get up in the morning, get the lieutenant come in and give us our mission, and then we'd leave base camp, drive out to our patrol area, and then our mission was to do patrolling. And get out of here, damn it! I don't want no commercial. Okay, but we'd leave the base camp, go out to a patrol area, park the Jeeps in a circle, and leave two guards with them, and the rest of us, we'd leave and go on a walking patrol.
Oh God! So you actually left the Jeeps behind.
Yeah.
Now, did you all have locks on them so the VC couldn't come up and steal your Jeep?
Well, each vehicle has a chain welded to the frame
Right.
that you use to lock the steering wheel.
Right. Yeah, I got that on mine.
Yeah.
I just can't believe.
Then, of course, we had two guards there to secure them.
Right. Oh, so those guys stayed behind.
Yeah.
All right. So in your time there, take us back to the actual mission that day that you received the medal. I know I've asked you before what was like, and you're like, what do you remember? And I remember you said, do you want the official version or do you want my version? And I love that. I love that answer. So tell us what happened, Bob. How about that?
Their version of mine.
Yeah, let's hear your version.
Act stupid.
Your version. I don't remember anything.
We had received our mission. It was to go out and recon an area because there was supposedly a Viet Cong element had moved in there, and Division wanted to know how big they were, what kind of weapons they had, and all that stuff. So we went out and did our normal, parked the vehicles, and started walking. And we had walked for about 3 hours and hadn't made any contact at all. And then all of a sudden, right around noon, it broke out, and we were in a full-fledged firefight from the beginning, and that's where I go blank. And I'm blank until 5 o'clock that afternoon.
You're kidding. I mean, do you remember the rage or any of that? Nothing? Just
nothing. I remember seeing the platoon sergeant. Platoon sergeant had been wounded. He was laying out in front of a spider hole. Right. And they were still shooting at him. So I had taken a law. I took a law, went up into a little pagoda that was there, went up on the second floor of it, and fired so I could get a better angle at the entry to the bunker, and fired the law into the bunker to relieve him so we could pull him back in.
How accurate were those little law rockets?
If you fired a lot of them, you could get to be pretty good with them. But otherwise, they weren't really that accurate. They're like an M79.
Right.
Bloop. Hopefully, you'll hit the area. Well, from where I was at, I was shooting down, so I didn't have to worry about the upward angle.
Sure. I mean, I've got a couple old expended law rockets I found in a SEAL team barracks trash can back in the 70s, and I kept. But I mean, they're about, for the people that don't know, they're these fiberglass tubes that extend, and it has a rocket propelled grenade in it. Right?
They're about 18 inches long, and then they extend out to 3 foot.
And little sights pop up on it, and you can use those sights, click it, arm it, and then hit the trigger. I don't even remember how explosive those were. They were 40 millimeter, or
yeah, they were 40s.
Wow. So you're up in the building, you shoot down at the bunker. Were you able to get that bunker silenced, or?
Oh yeah, it took the whole top off of
it. What were you carrying? Do you have M16 at that time?
Yeah, I had an M16 at the time. I moved up from machine gunner to vehicle commander.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, here we go. I got the picture of you. There you go, Bob Patterson, vehicle. The look on your face when you saw that thing right there, you were like, "Oh my God, this is what I used to drive."
Yep.
That is cool. That's anybody that is in East or visits Dallas, Texas, over on the East Side. Mark Whittam has probably one of the best museums ever built out there, and Fubar Motor Pool. I took Bob out there and let him drive an Abbott around the track. We had a blast. That was a lot of fun. So the initial attack, you get going, you silence that one bunker, and then do you remember anything?
That's it. That's all I remember about it.
And did you get wounded off that?
I got a Purple Heart out of it, so I probably some shrapnel.
Yeah.
I never got wounded bad enough to get past the platoon medic.
And when they were looking at you attacking this, because you went up and took out the bunker, and then you took out, I think, 3 total.
They said I knocked out a machine gun bunker, an RPG bunker, killed 7 and captured 8.
Wow. And it just boggles my mind that you can phase all that out at that time. Because it just seems like it would slow down time to the point that it's vivid.
Mm-hmm. Not with me, because I don't remember a bit of it.
Damn. So you get back, and when did you find out that they had written you for the Medal of Honor, written you up for that?
Let's see, that happened in May of 68. I found out in September of 69.
May of 68, September 69. God, that was a long time.
No, that's about normal. I was just never told. I was given a Silver Star over there, and that was it.
Oh, wow. So did they upgrade the Silver Star and take that away, or just
No, they took it away. You lose the silver. When you get an interim award, you lose the interim award once you receive the final award.
Oh, wow. And what rank were you at that time?
E4.
A Bob Patterson E4 walking around with the Medal of Honor, the officers. So
no, when I received it, I was an E5.
Oh, were you E5 then?
But for the action, I was an E4.
Didn't you get in trouble? Didn't you?
Did
you have office hours before you even got that? I mean, didn't you have an article?
Just a little bit.
What happened on that?
I got an Article 15.
What did you do?
I was guilty as hell. I fell asleep on guard duty.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my platoon sergeant, he called me. Yeah, he lives out there in by Fort Hood now, clean.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he called me.
And Article 15, at the same time, they're processing the Medal of Honor, right?
No. I had the action. I got the Article 15 before the action.
Oh, okay. And did that go away?
What, the Article 15?
Yeah. Did you
Hell
still
no,
have
it
it
don't go away. No, it stays in your record.
Oh my God! So kind of like Forrest Gump, it's like, hey, you just got.
Forrest Gump was a mental idiot.
Yeah, but I mean, you were probably like the same in your mind, going, "I got the what? You got the Medal of Honor."
No.
They call you?
I was at Fort Bragg, and my platoon sergeant called me in his office. He says, "You got to go to Corps headquarters and protocol office and meet a major." Okay. So I go over there and I walk in. I report to this major. He says, "Sergeant Patterson, you're going to Washington, D.C." And I looked at him and I says, "Do what?" He says, "You're going to Washington, D.C." I says, "No, I ain't. I ain't got any damn reason to go up there." He says, "You do now. President Nixon's going to give you the Medal of Honor." I said, "Do what?" That's how I found out.
Did you call your mom and dad, and who went with you up there?
Oh God, me, my wife, Mama, my 4 sisters, my brother, a buddy of mine from Vietnam, my wife's best friend. There was about 30 of us.
Wow. Was it just you?
I had a little group. Pat Brady was with us. He must have had 60 people in his group.
And the room's not that big, if I remember right.
No. This was outside in the
in the
East
Rose
Lawn.
Garden. Right. So you were in the same group as Brady.
Yep.
Oh, that's
me, Brady, Jack Jacobs, and Mike Sprayberry.
Wow.
Oh, and Colonel Beckton was there.
Colonel Beckton.
Beckton.
Who's Colonel Beckton?
He gave me the Article 15.
He's like, I gave that guy an Article 15. Here, put this around your neck. Oh, that's funny. Well, it definitely didn't hurt your career. You shaped up after that Article 15 and retired as Command Sergeant Major. So sleeping on duty didn't hurt you too bad.
That was the last serious trouble I got into. Of course, that was also my third Article 15.
Oh, geez. Nowadays, you would have been booted out after the first.
I ought to be. Oh, yeah. I never made it out of basic training.
Yeah. Yeah. They kick you out in a heartbeat. Well, what was life like being the recipient of this award? Now, I've been around all of you so much to know your feelings in terms of the medal's not me. It's my men, and it's for my men, or my friends that didn't make it back or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it changes your life. It's no doubt. It changes your life and opens up a lot of doors.
It really does, and it also puts a lot of pressure on you.
So how did you handle that? I
just changed the things I was doing. I had to. You couldn't do anything that would bring any disgrace to it. And nobody had to tell me. That is just something that just automatically, you got to be straight down the narrow road now, boy.
So you're not taking guys behind the woodshed and beating them up and giving them a little discipline anymore. No bar fights. Can't do bar fights. Can't beat the Marines up at Lejeune.
Well, they probably gave me my Silver Star back if I did that.
Back in the 60s when you received this, there were still a lot of guys from World War II that were around. Probably some World War I as well, weren't there?
Well, when I left, oh yeah, we had one guy from the Indian Wars.
Wow.
After the award ceremony, we were given our choice. We could stay there in D.C. for another week at the government's expense, or fly out to Houston and join the society at its annual convention. And the three officers that were with me decided they wanted to go to Houston, so I'm stuck with them. So we go out to Houston, and there were 489 recipients there.
Wow, 489. Oh, that's amazing. What are we down to now?
63.
63?
We just lost Hershey.
Yeah. I was flying. I wasn't able to go out to the funeral. Kill me.
That leaves us one. Well, I think we got one World War II and one Korea.
I thought we lost. I thought Woody was the last World War II.
No, Woody was last Iwo Jima recipient.
But I thought he was the last World War II recipient.
I don't think so.
I have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, I think there's one more still left.
Because when I was talking to Hershey, he goes, I'm the oldest Medal of Honor recipient. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow. And he goes, no, that's not a good thing. That means I'm next to die. And I'm like, oh, Hershey, come on, man. Don't be that way. And he goes, no, I'm serious. I'm the oldest guy. So that means they're going to wait for me to get knocked off. And somebody else is going to be the oldest guy. But what were some of the guys like that you met? Your impression when you first walked in there?
Well, the first one that made any kind of impression on me was a guy named Getty Herring. He was a commander in the Navy, and he was from North Carolina. He was from right down the road from me. Mm-hmm. He was from Clinton, North Carolina, and I was from Fayetteville, about 30 miles apart. And he told me, "Come here, boy. Let's meet and you talk." And he took me off to the side. And he says, "You do know that it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to wear that medal than it was to earn it."
Wow. And
he was right.
Yeah.
You have to learn to bite. You have to learn real quick to bite your tongue.
What's the time that you came close to not abiding by that? That you just almost lost it.
That's what I'm trying to think of now. I don't think those two would count because I guess it would have been in when I was stationed over in 3/4 Cab in Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
Me and my troop commander got into a heated discussion.
Almost ended unwell. All right.
Yeah, it would have ended unwell for one of us.
Yeah.
And I think
So you met, did the Navy commander, did he take you under his wing, or who was your
no,
mentor?
no, no. Damn, I can't think of his name. He was an E8. He already had his medal. He was stationed at the time I was at Fort Bragg. First time, there were 11 of us on base, and most of us were in the division, 82nd, and he was there, and damn us, I didn't think I'd ever forget his name. Anyway, the division sergeant major called him to his. He was the S3 NCO for the 3rd Brigade, and I was in the Cav, and we kind of had us kind of under we were actually under the division command, but for reporting purposes we came under the 3rd Brigade, and so the division sergeant major called this guy up to his office. He says, "I want you to take Patterson under your arms, teach him what he needs to know, and keep him out of trouble." John Pierce, division sergeant major, John Pierce.
John Pierce. And who else sticks out in the back of your mind from that very first Houston visit? Pappy Boynton?
I don't think I met Pappy in Houston. Probably did. I just wasn't paying it. There was so damn many of them. I couldn't remember 5 of them, if you had really asked me. But so how many? No, all of them, because the son of a bitches took me to the Houston Astrodome and left me. I didn't even know what hotel we were staying at.
What? How did you manage that?
Don't ask me. They had to send a squad back to search the Astrodome to look for me.
And where'd they find you?
I was right there in the very front.
The game's over. Everybody's gone. Were you asleep?
No game. There was no game. It was just a visit.
Oh, okay.
And I had made my way back to I was a scout, so I could find my way around places. So I had made my way back to the entry into the Astrodome, and I was standing there waiting for him.
That's funny.
I didn't have no plans on what I was going to do if they didn't come back.
I thought you told me a story a long time ago about Pappy Boynton. There was a fist fight going on inside the couple guys got into it.
Yeah, Pappy Boynton and Doolittle.
Doolittle and Boynton are fisticuffs.
Yeah, they for some reason those two did not like each other.
Really?
Now, let me correct this. I never saw the fight, but I heard about it.
Well, Boynton was a pretty big drinker. I mean, he liked to have his 2 fingers of
whiskey,
adult beverages. Yeah, whiskey. Probably made him a little fighting Irish there.
Oh yeah, we had a couple of them. We had one of the Vietnam guys get into it with a World War II guy.
And anybody else that you met that kind of just over the years really you gravitated towards?
Oh God, I don't want to say it because he'll hear about it, and then I'll have to listen to him again for the next 10 years.
Who's that?
Gary Luttrell.
Love me some Gary, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Gary is an outstanding guy to be around. He's a lot of fun. So I could see where you'd hang out with him. You two would sort of gravitate together at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, what about extra events? I mean, how often are you guys on the road? You're retired now.
Yeah.
But you're on the road probably 180 days a year? How many?
Oh gosh, I could be gone. Well, heck, just this year, back in September, I had a period of 7 weeks that I didn't even see my front door.
Wow.
The only thing I saw it for was to walk through it, grab another suitcase, and go back out.
Really? God, that's amazing. Yeah, you guys are on the road a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta get a little old sometimes, but some of the stuff that you get to go to, what is your favorite over the years, top 3 things that excited you? Like you got to hang out in Hollywood, or you got to hang out at the White House, President Trump or Nixon or whoever. What would you say your top 3 stories?
I know what Trump 1 looks like on the inside.
Trump 1, the 757? Oh, really? Yeah. Did you go fly right on that?
Yeah.
Did you go down there?
I campaigned for him for 3 weeks down here in Florida.
Did you? Did you drop some kids off at the pool on the gold toilet?
No, no.
Did he really have a golden toilet on the airplane?
I didn't see it. He's got a queen size bed.
You catch a nap on that?
No.
That's funny.
I was a nice boy.
Yeah. Well, what events would you say your top 3 events in your lifetime that you stick out in your mind that you might joke with Linda and go, God, that really was a lot of fun. 1972 did this, or
well, I can't do that because she wasn't there. I wasn't married to that Linda.
Yeah. No, I mean, but what events did you really enjoy?
You missed.
It doesn't have to be with Linda.
It just zoomed right across the top of that aviator head.
Yeah. All right, so I won't get you in trouble.
She wasn't my wife
with your wife.
She was not my wife at that time.
Yeah. I get it. I'm just asking what.
I got two Lindas.
Okay, let's rephrase that.
2 wives, both of them named Linda.
Now you're going to get me in trouble with Linda. So
which one?
Who the second one? So who was the most interesting person that you got to meet over the years?
Oh God.
That otherwise, I mean, normal Mitch Bell would never ever have the opportunity to hang out with and drink a beer or wine or coffee or whiskey or whatever.
The most interesting.
Yeah. Who would you say is the most interesting person you've met? Do.
I know.
I'm putting you on the spot now, aren't I?
There's been so many of them. Heck, it could be Vic Lattimore, Ronnie Raines, Tom Selleck, Ernest Borgnine.
Ernest Borgnine was Navy, wasn't he, in World War II?
Yep.
Wow. Did you guys talk about his service at all?
No, we were at a dinner at Reagan Library.
Wow. And what about Jimmy Stewart? Did you ever meet Jimmy Stewart?
I never met Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, man.
Now, I've met Lee Marvin.
How was Lee Marvin hanging out with?
He was all right. He was down there.
He was a Marine. He got wounded in, I want to say, Guadalcanal or Iwo Jima. I can't remember. One of those two. Somebody will correct me. Somebody will hit Google and be able to put it in the comments for me. No, you're wrong. He was wounded on Peleliu.
Tortola.
I can't remember where he was wounded. But God, I like him. I like him a lot. Lee Marvin just seems like he'd be a great guy to hang out with.
Met The Undertaker.
The Undertaker. You talking about the WWE or F wrestling guy? That's funny.
Let's say my favorite NASCAR driver. Met with him, talked to him quite a bit.
Oh, and who was that?
The Candy Man, Kyle Busch.
What was the deal? You went to go see somebody's race car collection, a billionaire guy.
Oh,
You went to
yeah.
you were wearing the wrong hat.
No, I was wearing the right hat. It just wasn't his hat. It was Kyle's hat. No, when I go to Charlotte to the races, we got Hendricks Motorsports, and Rick Hendricks got all of his half of his Corvettes parked out there, in his Heritage Center, and I was in there and I was wearing Kyle's hat, M&M, Toyota, and Rick's got Chevys. And Rick come walking in and says, "That damn hat's got to go. I'll give you $100 for it." Took his $100, went back to my hotel room, and got my backup.
Is that the one you were Dale Punch? You and Dale had gone out there.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's funny. Hendricks Racing Team. You show up with
Hendricks Motorsports. Kyle used to drive for Rick Hendricks. And Rick Hendricks cut him because he was too rowdy. Well, Rowdy was his nickname.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be rowdy.
What about Jeff? He drove for Hendricks.
Gordon?
Jeff Gordon, yeah. Did you ever hang out with him?
Little crybaby? Little crybaby?
Oh, come on. He's a cool guy, man.
Oh, I tried to hit his house with a golf ball.
Did you? Where was that? North Carolina?
Quail Hollow. He lives down on Quail Hollow with Rick.
I
stepped up on the tee box and the guy says, "Hey, you see that house right over there?" And I says, "Yeah." He says, "That's Jeff Gordon's." He says, "You're not going to try that." I says, "Oh, yes, I am."
And how far did you get?
I didn't make it.
Oh, I didn't make it. What about Tom Selleck? Now he seems like he would be a blast to hang out with.
Who?
Tom Selleck.
I just met Tom, just basically talking at a reception.
Oh,
yeah. So, and then let's see, Connie Francis.
I remember her.
Yeah, I do too. I remember Carol Vaughn also.
God, who do we have at Skyball? And Margaret? We had somebody one year at Skyball that everybody.
No, it's Connie Francis.
Was it Connie? Yeah, it was Connie Francis.
Yeah,
that's right. You wanted a picture with Connie Francis.
Yeah. Well, I was Grand Marshal at a Veterans Day parade in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and she was in the car right behind me. I said, "Come on, darling, you can sit up here with me."
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. There's a good picture of you and I at Skyball. I can't remember what year that was. 2000.
No, is that Skyball or is that Gainesville?
That's Skyball. We had the ferret parked out.
Oh, did we?
On the tarmac. But no, that's Gainesville. You riding up there. You were solo on that one.
Yep.
And are you guys coming back out? Are you coming to out to Dallas anytime soon? Are you coming out for the hog hunt, the Hilo hog hunt?
Huh? Hilo? I haven't been invited.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's his name? The Marine Gunny.
Let me give him a call. Tim.
Tim Whalen. Yeah, I have. Since Tim gave it up, turned it over to his son, I haven't heard a thing from him.
Well, I have to give them a shout. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that thing.
I did get my dare head from out there, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
And hunting. What's the best hunting trip that you've been invited on?
The best one?
Yeah.
Africa.
In Africa, would you go for?
Safari hunt. wildebeest, an impala, and a warthog.
Wow. What were you shooting there?
What was I shooting?
Yeah. What caliber?
Oh, 300 Win Mag.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's baby, isn't it?
No, it's the same thing, but mine is a Weatherby. This was a South African made rifle.
So you guys just showed up and they provide
Yeah,
you with the
well,
weapons.
I could have taken baby with me, but he says you'll probably not leave the country with it. So getting it into the country is not a problem. Getting it back out is.
And for those that don't know, baby is his pride and joy, beautiful 300 Win Mag. Dropping, he can drill nails at 500 yards with that thing. 800 yards probably.
I tried that one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
she is. And when she hits you, you know, everybody says they got something to reach out and touch you. Maybe just reach out and slap the living shit out of you.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. I would love to see a sniper using that.
I've killed 2 big animals with it, and neither one of them went more than 25 foot after they got hit.
Yeah.
After baby touched them, they didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, it's a good rifle. Yeah, put that in the will. Taco Bell. Let that Taco Bell gets baby.
You know, talking about that, my wife and I have been trying to decide what we're going to do with things and everything. And I can pretty much figure out what I'm going to do with everything until I get to my guns. I can't leave them to my sons because neither one of them, they'll get set in a damn closet somewhere and rust to pieces. Because neither one of them will shoot them.
Well, I would definitely honored, and I would take care of any and all weapons that you want to send down range and make a hefty donation to whatever charity you want for those.
I got a new one now.
What's that? Oh, the 50 cal.
No, I got another one.
What'd you get?
22. It's a Winchester.
Yeah.
It's a 1948 Winchester 22. Bolt action, magazine fed.
I've never heard of that. What's it look like?
It's a rifle. Now, the funny thing about it are the sights, because the front sight's on the barrel. The rear sight is offset to the left side of the gun.
Why is that? Why is it offset?
Peephole. I got no idea. But I'm having it cleaned up, all the rust taken off of it, re-blued. Getting it ready. It's gonna be a great squirrel gun.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. 22 is awesome rifle. I still got my 22 as a kid, and I've got a Czech 22 for Jake back when he was a kid. Excuse me. Yeah, coughing up here. What's it? Yeah, I had a question about the Medal of Honor stuff. How many guys in Vietnam, do you know the number of guys in Vietnam who received the Medal of Honor by chance?
No, not right off the top of my head. It's only
I was just always curious because it seems like
270 something, I think, but I wouldn't swear to it.
Because it just kills me sometimes when I think about all the stuff that guys did in the last 20 years. Who, I mean, we've only had 15 something, maybe 15 recipients out of the last 20 years.
About that. Well, I think they're going to do probably a lot of relooks.
Are they?
And when they do, I am quite sure we're going to get our first female.
Really? Are you on a board, or do you do anything with them?
No. We have nothing to do with it. We have nothing, no say so, no look at, nothing.
Wow.
It's strictly hands off to us.
Is it?
When I was working for the VA at Fort Bragg, they had an E5 medic that she received Silver Star.
Mm-hmm.
She may have weighed 105 pounds, maybe. And she went out and she personally, by herself, carried 3 wounded soldiers back behind the vehicles and to get them into safety.
You got to be kidding me.
Uh-uh.
110 pounds soaking wet, and with
Mhm.
body armor on, they're probably tipping 250.
Yeah. And she brought all 3 of them back by herself. And I looked at that. When I read that, I said, uh-oh, this is going to get upgraded.
Well, good.
It never has been, but.
Well, she would be the second. I mean, wouldn't there? It was like the
Second
Civil War.
Second female. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a doctor or a nurse. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Blah, da, 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 da. Come on, brain, click. She was a doctor in a POW camp during the Civil War.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
So she would.
Linda be able to tell you who she is real quick. She always tells me.
I can't remember her name. I remember reading about it.
Mary Walker. Mary
Walker. There you go. Well, let's hope that they do look back and check that out. So we'll see what happens.
I would hate to be in her shoes.
Why is that? Oh,
she will be so abused. Everybody in the world will want her to come speak, and she'll never get any peace.
Yeah. So it's a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Yeah.
I stayed on active duty, so it was a blessing for me. I couldn't go unless the unit would let me give me administrative absence.
Right. Yeah, that worked out pretty well.
And I didn't ask for it unless it was something I wanted to go to.
Yeah, it's like hanging out with Kyle and General Brady up at Oshkosh this year. That was such a blast. But seeing everything through a non-aviator's eyes, through Kyle's eyes, it was refreshing, because I see things for granted around airplanes, but to see Kyle Carpenter just go, it's a breath of fresh air. It's kind of neat to see the little boy excitement on him. And I was talking to the air boss, who was a Marine, and the air boss goes, "Kyle, is there anything I can do for you?" And Kyle's like, "Oh, shucks, thanks, sir. This is just so nice being here and all that." I'm like, "Kyle, move away. Hey, air boss, here's the deal. I know you guys got these 2-seat P-51s. I know that this guy right here, he was just loving on that airplane, drooling all over it today. How about a ride in the back of a P-51? And he looked at Kyle, and Kyle's eyes got about this big, and he goes, "Done, got it."
Hell, I want that.
Well, come up to Oshkosh next year. Talk to Randy. I'll get you on there. I'll get you in the back of a P-51. Yeah, he went up flying formation with like 4 or 5 P-51s. He came back. His smile was from here to here. So he owes me a beer. He owes me a beer for sure, because he was too humble to ask. But I was like,
Kyle's the nicest young man, and just as light as it can be.
He is. He's one of my heroes. I love that Marine.
I don't like Marines, but he's one I do.
Well, you got 2 Marines you like, because you stayed here with me, so I know you like me somewhat. Well, you like my wife and kids more, but that's all right. Well, Bob, is there any charity or anything that you want to promote while we're sitting here talking and winding down? Any pet projects that you want to endorse?
Well, the museum in Arlington.
Yeah, talk about that. So I had Chris Cassidy on the show.
We have all of our memorabilia is on a ship in Charleston Harbor that leaks like a sieve.
Right.
We've been trying for about 5-6 years to get a land-based museum built, and it looks like it's going to happen in Arlington. Of course, Jerry Jones is the one that's the pusher, so we think it's going to happen.
Well, what ship is the stuff sitting on in Charleston?
Yorktown.
Oh, okay.
That's
all right. Yeah, Yorktown ship.
About half of her hull is in the mud.
Right, right. And I know that Charleston had tried to do
You
a
talk-
Medal of Honor.
Yeah, they had tried to, and they just thought they were just hot this, and they didn't have to worry because they were doing the Medal of Honor. They were going to give them anything and everything, and nobody was going to ask any questions or anything like that. They presented the plans to them. Board of directors for the city of Mount Pleasant says, nope. Your building is higher than the deck of the flight deck of the Yorktown. Can't build it.
Really? Wow. I mean, that would be a boom for them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have been. And now they got all kinds of hotels down there and all condominiums that's way above the flight deck.
Some people are short-sighted. But then again, in the middle of the country, it's easy to access. People passing through DFW, maybe they have 6-7 hours sit. They could catch an Uber right down to Arlington, 15 minutes down the road to be able to come see this. What kind of cool stuff you got to see the inside of the plans and what they're talking about doing? What kind of cool exhibits have they talked about putting in?
Well, all we've seen is models and just cutaway models. That's all
Right.
we've really seen. So it looks like it's going to be nice. It's going to be up to date with all of its displays and everything. So it's going to be where kids can use the museum. You and I
Right.
could. We ain't got that kind of intelligence, but kids could.
So all the computer-based.
Yeah, everything
Different
is
things.
computer-based. Push a button and you got it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, if anybody can make that thing successful, I know it's Chris. He is just so
Well,
awesome.
hell, he's got Jerry Jones is sponsoring it. And Charlotte Jones is the CEO of the committee.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make it.
Yeah, with that kind of backing, I believe he's going to do all right. Truly. Well, if you guys out there get a chance, stop by in Arlington. The Medal of Honor Museum is being built. Actually, no, they still have the plans, or no, they've already laid the groundwork.
They broke ground. They've got there's 5 pillars that are the main structure holders, and they've already been laid.
Yeah, yeah. So that's going to be cool. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. Have you ever run into a poser Medal of Honor guy? I mean, I'm at the airport. I'm sitting at the terminal, and this guy walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, I see your lanyard. You're a Marine." I said, "Yes, sir. Mitch Bell, nice to meet you." And he goes, "Yeah, I was in the Army. I was Special Forces. Da 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 da. Hey, I don't like to throw this out there, but sometimes people give me an upgrade. They find out about it, but yeah, I received the Medal of Honor in Vietnam." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Really? Oh, that's cool." I mean, this is back in '99, so there was no Google or any of that. So I go, "What's your name?" And so he gives me his name, and I said, "I'll talk to the gate agent." So I went around the corner, and I got on my cell phone. I called my mom, who's she's a genealogist, and she's sitting at her desk all the time researching. And I go, "Hey, do me a favor. I know they have a Medal of Honor website. Go to the Medal of Honor website, and I want you to look up and see if this guy's name's on the website, because I want to read me his citation." And so she looks it up and she goes, "No, he's not on there." I go, "Because they break it up in Vietnam, Korea, and all that. Are you sure?" Because it was a very particular name, Vanderos, or I mean, it was something off the wall. It wasn't like Smith Jones. And she goes, "No, I'm absolutely sure this guy is not listed at all." So I said, "Okay, thanks, Mom." And I hang up and I walk back to this guy sitting there and I go, "Hey, just curious, did you like change your name or something?" And he goes, "What?" I go, "Your name, did you change it or for some reason?" I mean, because I had my mom look you up. I wanted to see your citation, and you're not listed on the Medal of Honor website. And he goes, "Oh, well, that's because, see, it's top secret. My mission was
Yeah,
top
you
secret."
know, right there is a lie.
And I was just like, "Yeah, oh, okay, that explains why it's not listed. Okay, cool." So I go back and I tell the gate agent, "Hey, do me a favor, pull up all his information." And get his boarding pass and whatever. And so, you're sitting there and you're like, I'm going to get this guy's name. And I turned it in. There was a link to the FBI on the website. And I turned it in and submitted this guy. I mean, he didn't flash it to me that he had one or anything. He just says he has it. But I wanted to punch that guy so bad. But I'm in uniform.
I was sitting at my desk. I was sitting at my desk at Fort Bragg when I was working for the VA, and this guy comes in, and our receptionist comes up and says, "Bob, this is a guy. You got to see this guy. Nobody else will be able to handle him." I said, "Okay, what's the problem?" She says, "He's a Medal of Honor recipient." I said, "Well, what's his name?" She says, "Mike Thornton." Here come the biggest black guy you ever seen in your life.
And it ain't Mike Thornton that we know, right?
He ain't the Mike Thornton. He was claimed to be, he claimed to be Navy SEAL and everything, but he was Special Forces at Fort Bragg.
Oh, was he active? Was he off?
I wanted to call Mike Thornton and tell him, say, "Hey, Mike, when'd you get the suntan?"
So whatever happened to this guy? Did you bust him right there?
I looked at him. I said, "Let me tell you something, fella. First off, you ain't Mike Thornton. I know Mike Thornton. You ain't him."
And did he know that you're a recipient?
If I call him and tell him you're here claiming to be him, he'll be coming in that door in about 5 seconds flat.
Yeah. For those that don't know Mike Thornton is larger than life, and you get a couple whiskeys in him, he could pick me and Bob up probably arm in arm and just lift us both up. He is an extremely well-built gentleman.
What's his citation? Swim 4 miles in the open ocean, carrying 2 people?
Yeah, he's a stud. So did you? I turned down his claim. This guy.
I didn't even talk to him. I said, "Get out of here."
That's funny.
Yeah, when you run into one of them, call the society or call that FBI website. FBI's got a team out there looking for them. That's all they do is look for bogus recipients.
Really? That's pretty awesome.
Well, you remember Mike Sanborn?
Yes. Yeah. Sanborn.
Him and his wife Jill both. They were both FBI agents, and they're both on the team.
The smaller guy, the guy that actually got the law change.
Tom Catone.
Yeah. I love him. I met him up in Boston. He was telling me the stories about.
He was our original FBI agent.
Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, I was at a gun show, and the guy was selling the Medal of Honor, and I just thought that's just wrong. And it was one of those illegally produced medals, and that's how he ended up starting that case up there. I think your phone's going off.
Mine.
Yeah, that's Mike Thornton calling you up.
I ain't answering.
Yeah, Bob, I'm watching this. President Trump. Here we go.
No, that was Jill from the Montana hunt.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, I really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. I've kept you on the phone for an hour, and it's probably getting around supper time, isn't it?
Just about.
All right. Hey, give Linda a hug for me. May you all have a wonderful Christmas and a blessed New Year, my friend. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
I do too. Take care.
All right. Hey, love you, Bob. You give Linda a hug, and we'll talk to you soon.
Wife,
all right?
2 hugs for me.
I will. Hey, anytime you want to come over here and hang out, doors always open. We got room for you.
Okay.
All right. Have a great night. See you, Bob.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Hey, folks, if you get a chance, go visit the Medal of Honor Museum, especially probably in about a year. I believe it's going to get completed. And when it does, you're going to see some really, really cool stuff. And if you get a chance, Ennis has a veterans hog hunt. Bob also goes down to Oh, there's a veterans deal down south. A lot of stuff in Texas. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Until I see you again on another Tuesday. Adios. Hasta luego. Savidese and chusheshini. Au revoir. Dominigato gozames. Tanu shinde kurasai. Ciao. Rivedici. Tashikor. And all that good stuff. You guys have a great night, and we'll catch you on the rebound. See you now.